Hi fans of high quality entertainment. Special note, it's not the artist Pink, it's Pink Floyd. Thank you all who responded to my previous video about 100 different artists, and I mentioned my favorite song by each of them, and then you suggested some more artists. Some, if I haven't heard from or I'm not that familiar with, I'm not going to mention them in this video, but there were quite a few that I know of, and so I'm going to talk about them. And this time I've narrowed it down to 50, so if there is another video, you can suggest more artists. And because in the last video, sometimes some of the viewers suggested artists and they were already in the video, but I mean, talking about 100 artists, it's quite a lot to go through. And I just wanted to very quickly mention, on my ASMR channel coming up, I'm going to talk about The Godfather and some really offbeat vinyls I got from a friend. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. Here we go. And once again, not in any particular order. 50 artists, my favorite songs by them. More than one of you mentioned Nickelback. I actually do like a couple of Nickelback songs, and like I've said in other videos, they do have talent. They're just not my thing. But I do like She Keeps Me Up and Photograph. The Eagles, not a favorite band of mine. Very talented. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe they're too good, but they just bore me. Like, the songs are great, but I only need to listen to them once or twice. So, but I guess my favorite Eagles song would likely be Desperado. Desperado. The Police, Message in a Bottle. Bruce Springsteen, many songs, including quite a few from his Tunnel of Love album. But I think my favorite is Streets of Philadelphia. Cream. I love Cream. I have a double disc which contains almost all of their music. But I would say it's a live cut from their first live album called Cream Live, NSU. The Doobie Brothers, China Grove. Gentle Giant. I don't know, now some of these artists, I don't know their whole discography, just certain songs. For instance, with Gentle Giant, I'm mostly familiar with their album Freehand, which I really did like. And so my favorite song is Just the Same. Klaatu, Little Neutrino. Ringo Starr, It Don't Come Easy. David Bowie, Ashes to Ashes, but I also wanted to mention that I love the song It's No Game Part 1. Bob Seger, Hollywood Nights, although Night Moves is kind of right up there too. Billy Idol, I loved his Rebel Yell album, I was trying to remember the name of it. And Eyes Without a Face. Herman's Hermits, I'm Into Something Good. The Buckinghams. Believe it or not, for you Buckinghams fans out there, I have their whole discography on 3 albums. One of them is a twofer. And I think they are one of the great 60s bands. And my favorite song is Can't Find the Words. Bryan Adams. I don't mind Bryan Adams. I would never buy one of his CDs, but, you know, most of his hit songs I actually don't mind hearing on the radio. And my favorite is Somebody. Bon Jovi, the opposite. One of my least favorite bands. In fact, honestly, I like them less than Nickelback. So I should start making fun of Bon Jovi. But I don't mind It's My Life. Def Leppard, Rock of Ages. Franz Ferdinand, Take Me Out. And once again, I'm not familiar with all of their songs, just a couple of songs, but I did see them in concert when they formed the band FFS with one of my favorite bands of all time, Sparks. And they performed with Sparks, Take Me Out, and it was just shaking the floor. It was just awesome. A great, great band. So at the moment, my favorite song by them is Take Me Out. And speaking of FFS, I loved the album they did together, Sparks and Franz Ferdinand. And my favorite song of many would have to be Collaborations Don't Work. And of course they do with FFS. Coldplay, I'm not a big fan, especially recently, some of their latest singles. But I like some of their earlier stuff, including my favorite, which I believe would be Speed of Sound. Elvis Costello, I love early Elvis Costello, his first few albums I bought. And I think my favorite is Radio Radio. Steely Dan, Reeling in the Years. Chicago, Feeling Stronger Every Day. King Crimson, 21st Century Schizoid, is that how you say it? Did I swear? Schizoid Man? But I have to say, I forget the name of it right now, but the second song on that debut album I love just as much. James Gang, Walk Away. Jeff Beck Group, Shape of Things. The Faces, Stay With Me. Eric Clapton, love this song. Not a huge Eric Clapton fan, but he's definitely great. And my favorite is Let It Rain. Foo Fighters, not a big fan, but I really do like Monkey Wrench. The B-52s, I never get tired of hearing this song. Rock Lobster. Uriah Heep, The Wizard. Kiss, Deuce. John Mellencamp, I am still, but I used to buy all of his early albums. And I think my favorite song of his is Rain on the Scarecrow. Metallica, Sad But True. Peter Gabriel, Don't Give Up. Love, Alone Again, or Foghat, Slow Ride. Supertramp, Aslam. Johnny Cash, When the Man Comes Around. Prince, Kiss. Elvis Presley, The American Trilogy. I love his It shens shivers up and down my spine. And it also sends any live version that he does. The Raspberries, Go All the Way. And also he's not on the list, but Eric Carmen, the song All By Myself. Awesome. Alice Cooper. Now, this will be kind of a surprise for Alice Cooper fans, but I love the early years of Alice Cooper before he went on a solo career. And I love all of those band albums, but I have a special place in my heart for their second album, Easy Action. And the song I really love on that, of all of the songs, is Still No Air. Traffic, Dear Mr. Fantasy. Joe Cocker. Now, I couldn't decide, so I mentioned both songs. Woman to Woman and Delta Lady. And I mentioned Genesis in my previous video, but it was kind of for the Peter Gabriel years, so I thought I'd mention Genesis with the Phil Collins years. And my favorite song is Keep It Dark. I love that song. Rod Stewart, I love early Rod Stewart, his first few albums. And I think my favorite would be True Blue. Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. Beastie Boys, Sabotage. And Eminem. I love some of his songs, maybe half of... I used to actually have a couple of CDs. I don't know what happened to them. I think somebody stole them. So yeah, I love probably about half of his songs from what I've heard. And my favorite is most likely Lose Yourself. So that's it. Those are 50 more artists. If you can think of any more artists for me to do another 50 artists video, just mention 3 or 4 below and I'll see what I can do for you. But like I said, if I haven't heard of the artist, I'm not familiar with at least 1 or 2 of their songs, I'm not going to bring them up in a video. For instance, Oasis, I just have no interest in them.